You know, there's something we don't talk about nearly enough, and that's the idea of a second chance, especially when it comes to our health. I'm here to tell you that the story of your health, it's not over, not by a long shot. This is for anyone, especially those of us over 50 who feel like it's time to start a new chapter.
And that, right there, is the heart of the matter. It's almost never about a failure of willpower. It's a failure of guidance. It's that feeling of knowing you need to make a change, but you look around and there's no map, no clear path to follow.
Because what usually happens is by the time we realize something really has to change, we're already tired. The motivation just isn't there because, well, the energy isn't there. It all starts so quietly, with these little shifts you might brush off at first.
It's more than just being tired from a long day. It's this bone-deep feeling of being depleted. That drive you used to have, it feels like it's just gone. You're running on fumes, and it starts to affect everything. Your work, your family, your passion for life.
And then there's your body. Maybe there's a new stiffness when you get out of bed, or that little groan when you stand up from a chair that you don't even notice you're making anymore. It's just a frustrating little reminder that things aren't what they used to be.
And this is the question that starts to whisper in the back of your mind. It's a real, honest worry about the future. Will you be able to keep up, to travel like you planned, to get on the floor and play with grandkids? It's the fear that your world might start to get smaller.
When all of this is piling up, it's so easy to start believing a lie, a story we tell ourselves that says we're too old, it's too late, the damage is done. But I'm here to tell you, it's time to challenge that story head on.
Let that sink in for a second. Really hear it. This is the one truth that can change absolutely everything. Your past is just the prologue. It is not the final chapter. You get to decide what happens next.
So many things we think define us, they just don't. The number of birthdays you've had? Nope. The number on the scale? That doesn't define you either. That lab report from the doctor? Or the choices you made 20 years ago when you were a different person? None of it. These are just data points. They are not your destiny. So if those things don't define who you are or where you're going, what does? Well, it all comes down to a really powerful shift in how you see things. It's about looking at your health through a brand new lens.
See, if you think your health is broken, that feels final, doesn't it? It sounds like a verdict has been handed down. But if you believe your story just needs to be rewritten, well, that's an invitation. That puts the pen right back in your hand. It means you're the author, and a new chapter can start today.
And listen, this isn't just some nice-sounding theory I read in a book. I'm telling you this from the heart because I have stood exactly where you might be standing right now. I had to live this myself.
For me, it was right after I turned 50. I had to take a long, hard, honest look in the mirror at my health, at my life, and admit that the old way of doing things just wasn't cutting it anymore.
So my approach, it had to be different this time. It couldn't be about beating myself up or jumping into some crazy extreme plan. It was just a quiet decision. A decision to simply start over, to take one small step and then another one after that, with patience and without all the guilt.
And that, right there, that's the path forward for you too. It's built on a foundation of self-compassion, not perfection. It's about giving yourself permission to be a beginner again.
And man, there is so much freedom in this idea. Perfection is an impossible target that keeps you from ever even starting. But progress? You can make progress today. It's just about making one good choice, just one, that the person you are tomorrow will thank you for.
So you don't need some radical all-or-nothing plan. You don't have to become a marathon runner or a hardcore gym guy overnight. In fact, you don't have to become someone else at all. The real goal is to become a healthier, stronger version of you.
That's it. That's the whole secret. Not starting from where you wish you were or where you think society says you should be. You just start right here, today, with what you have. And I promise you, that's more than enough.
Okay, so if any of this is resonating with you, I want to talk to you directly for a moment. Whether you're the one who needs to hear this or maybe, someone who does.
Please let this in. You are not behind. You're right on time. And taking care of yourself isn't weakness. It's one of the strongest things a man can do. And most important of all, it is never, ever too late to write a new story. And if you're a wife or a daughter, a son, a good friend, and as you've been listening, one specific person just popped into your head, your husband, your dad, your brother, then maybe this message found you so you could share it with them.
So, the first steps you take, they aren't physical at all. They're mental. It all starts with a simple shift in your thinking. First, just acknowledge you're not behind. Second, let go of that need to do it all perfectly. And third, just make the quiet, powerful decision to begin again.
This is the entire reason Rebuilt After 50 exists. It was created for men who are ready for that new beginning. This isn't about some quick-fix diet. It's about something so much deeper. It's about rebuilding your health, yes, but also rebuilding your confidence and rebuilding your life.
So if this message spoke to you today, the invitation is here. You're holding the pen. There's a blank page waiting. It is time to start rewriting your health story. The link to get started is right below.